What's up, everyone? Just checking in to follow up on one of my predictions that look to be going south. For all you awesome folks that watched my first political podcast video that I recorded, thank you for that. And if you'll remember, one of my predictions was that there was no way on this earth that Joe Biden would be debating Donald Trump live in person on a debate stage. And it seems as if I may have been wrong about it. It looks like this is going to happen. I'm super excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait to see these two up against each other on this stage. I have some warnings for Donald Trump and the conservatives in general about this, and want to react a little bit to the fact that this debate's going to happen. So I told you a month or two ago that this was not going to happen, that there was no way that they would allow Joe Biden to get on a stage with Donald Trump and not be coddled in the way that they planned out for this whole election season, where they could keep him hidden in a basement doing Zoom calls. Now we'll let him out, but dang it, COVID just won't allow us to have anybody around. And for some reason, he won't answer any questions when he does press conferences. Gee, I wonder. When he does ask questions, when he does allow questions to be asked and answers come, he does it with a teleprompter, which is not normal. Nobody does this. You use teleprompters for speeches and things like that. Politicians do that all the time. You do not find politicians having live interviews with people straight up reading answers off of a screen that somebody's typing to you. Don't you find that to be a little weird? I think that's odd. He can't answer his own questions. Put me on a debate stage and ask me questions about policies, and I bet you I could answer them without having a screen up in front of me. And he's been doing this for 47 years. That tells you he's either being controlled, like the message is being controlled, by these leftist activists that I've been talking about so much lately, or he's being protected, and they're having to provide him words to say to come out of his mouth because he can read still. And that's really it. Just because he can read still, they'll say he's done a good job. He's been doing great this election season, traveling from place to place. But we all know that he has not been as open as any other candidate normally would have been. And you could blame that on COVID if you wanted to, but there's things he could be doing that's not threatening, if that's what you want to believe, that it's threatening your crowd, doing what Donald Trump's doing. But there's things he could have been doing in a way, first of all, not reading off a teleprompter, just asking questions in press conferences that you're holding, and not just saying, blah, 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 good night, everyone. Wait, but Donald Trump said this? Nope, not taking questions. Good night, everyone. You hear his handlers just shooing everyone off every time. It's nuts. But I was under the impression that they would find a way to make sure this debate did not occur. And you heard Nancy Pelosi throw out her thoughts on it. She started the wheels in motion. I thought this was the beginning of it. Here it comes. She said, I don't believe Joe Biden should debate Donald Trump. She should not. He should not offer the respect that it would give to Donald Trump as the president, who deserves no respect. So she said that she thought Joe Biden shouldn't even do it. He doesn't deserve a debate. We don't need to debate you. So I thought that was going to set the wheels in motion and really get that thing going. And it just disappeared because I think they heard so much negative feedback from that. And I promise you, the internal polling, the focus groups they're running were saying, if you don't do a debate, you are in huge trouble. And they decided okay, we better hold a debate here. Now, there's still 72 hours, I understand, until we get there. And we may hear a story of him falling down the stairs and not being able to make it. Something tragic like that may occur. Actually, we found out that Joe Biden's housekeeper has COVID. So for safety precautions, we're not going to be attending the debate. Okay, maybe that won't happen either. But dude, think about it. I'm putting these things out there because these are all things that I'm trying to beat them. I'm trying to get ahead of that. So when they say it, I could say, look it, man, I knew they were going to do this. That doesn't mean I'm going to throw everything I can out there. I'm just saying these are some logical thoughts coming to mind. And if this debate does occur, what's the chances that you think there's really going to be 3 of them? You know, there are 3 scheduled. Here's a prediction again. If Joe Biden makes it through this debate without looking like a pure fool, if he comes out looking like a winner at all, there's no way in hell there will be a second debate. I'm putting it out there. They're going to give you every reason in the world why that second debate cannot happen. I have a feeling they're going to put it out there as a stipulation, says, until Donald Trump, we debated you once already. We don't need to keep going around in circles, Donald. And you know what? Until you release your tax returns, we're not going to have another debate. Can you not see that happening? Tell me you can see that happening. That's my official prediction. This debate might happen, but there will not be a second or third. They're going to find every reason under the sun that if he comes out unscathed, Joe Biden will not be in a second debate. If he doesn't do very well and he needs to make up for what the mistakes he made, then maybe there'll be a second debate. If it's not looked at as like he killed it, that's the only way that's going to happen, is if he fails, if he doesn't do a good job. I'm wondering if you guys heard about the Joe Rogan offer. Joe Rogan was having a conversation on one of his podcasts with the gentleman, with Tim Kennedy. And Tim Kennedy brought up the idea of, why don't you host a debate? What's wrong with that? And Joe Rogan's like, what? You're right. How come I don't? What the? Man, I would want them for 4 hours, just the 2 of them, no handlers around, just one-on-one conversation with me moderating in the middle for 3-4 hours. Immediately, Donald Trump came out and was like, let's do it. Please, let's do this. He's more than willing to sit down with Joe Rogan and have a debate. Joe Biden hasn't responded, and he's going to act like he's never heard it. And you can hear surrogates on the left already coming out to make Joe Rogan out to be some sort of racist bigot, some homophobic podcaster who doesn't deserve a debate of this level. What? We're not going on some Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's huge, man. And if you had any balls at all, you would go on there just for the publicity, if nothing else. And if you weren't afraid of Donald Trump, you would go on there. But you are not going to expose yourself to that degree. Hell no. I think it's good for society to be able to see these two up against each other on a stage and have hopefully equally lauded questions. Chris Wallace is hosting the debate. Fox News is hosting the debate, and Chris Wallace is moderating. And Chris Wallace is, he's a Fox News guy, but he's a Sunday morning news guy. So he's known as a very moderate, tough guy on both sides. He's known as, to the right, a lot of people can't stand him because they say he's a secret liberal agent that's trying to destroy their beloved news network, it would seem. I don't really necessarily agree with that, although I do see him at times going a lot harder on Republicans and a little softer on the left, where I'm like, man, you could have followed up and asked this question. You could have been like this, and he don't do it. So you do see those as observations on him, but I still like him as a news guy, and we'll take this debate for what it's worth. Some of the things I want to point out about it, okay, so it's on Tuesday night, first of all. This debate comes up this Tuesday, September 29th, and it's in the evening. I'm not sure of the time yet. Anyways, there's some things that I wanted to point out that I hope that leading up to then, just the last 2 days, I hope the right can start to wake up and stop underplaying Joe Biden and taking his senility, his being senile, as taking it for granted and thinking that that's gonna that they're going to win in a landslide, and this debate's going to be Trump's going to walk all over Joe Biden because the fact that he's so he's gotten so old and decrepit. This may be true, but we're really setting ourselves up for failure and to look bad again because this already happened once. I remember we learned our lesson after the Democratic National Convention a couple weeks ago, when leading up to it, all the pundits were saying, man, he's not going to be able, he's going to fail, this is going to be terrible. And he was bad, but it didn't matter because you know why? He made it through breathing. He made it through alive, and that's all that mattered, because we set the bar so damn low that all he had to do was make it through those 4 days, which he was only involved in a very small portion of it, but all he had to do was make it through those 4 days, and he's going to be looked at as a winner. And it was a positive for him. And afterwards, all the Republicans were saying, we set ourselves up for this because, man, we set that bar so low. All he had to do was make it through consciously, and he's going to come out a winner. And here we go again. Nobody thinks that Joe Biden can stand up there and have a conversation. Why? Because he reads a teleprompter all the time at his interviews now? Yeah, I understand that. But you cannot go into this debate thinking, he's going to pass out on the stage because he can't stand for 2 hours because he doesn't have the physical ability. He's probably going to be able to stand there for 2 hours just fine and make it through this thing alive. He may not even have that many gaffes, but I'm not betting on that. I'm sure he's going to I'm thinking he's going to be throwing stuff all over the place. He doesn't like to be questioned. He doesn't like to be disagreed with. As soon as someone asks him something that's a little salacious, he's going to lose his mind. He's done it multiple times on the campaign trail with his constituents, with the public, with people in America that he wants to vote for him, challenging people to push up competitions. He's definitely going to be challenging Donald Trump to a push up competition. First time Donald Trump says something about Hunter Biden in China or Ukraine, Joe Biden's just going to say, you know what? You want to have a push up challenge? Let's do this right here, right now. Let's go. So we can't be too overconfident. And Donald Trump, you have to actually use your brain. You can't just sit up there and berate Joe Biden and hope to win this thing. Which leads me to my second warning, and this one's just for Donald Trump. Do not sit up there looking like a bully against this dude. You cannot sit up there berating him on the debate stage, although I know you're good at it and you want to. And you want to shame him into the ground. You can't. You see, Joe Biden, he's not very good at debating. The last time he debated a Republican was Paul Ryan in 2012, who was Mitt Romney's vice president nominee. And they had one debate, and the whole debate, Joe Biden couldn't control himself. By the way, if you go back and watch that debate from 2012, 8 years ago, you see a huge difference in who Joe Biden is, man. That thing is night and day. You should go check that out just to see what it is you're thinking about voting for now, and how that person is not that person any longer. And he's just a shell of himself who's going to be controlled by... Never mind, we're not going there. Not going there. Leave it alone. I want to tell you that it could come out as a bad thing for Donald Trump if he gains sympathy for Joe Biden from the public. He's gonna make him look like this geriatric old man that's just and Donald Trump, you're so mean and evil. You already have that. You need to make sure you show a compassionate side this time. Be tough and mentally be tough. Point out all those things that Joe Biden has done in China and the shady dealings in Ukraine. Point them out. Do it in a respectful way, man, and you'll look all the better for it. All right, so that's pretty much the gist of it. Me admitting that I was wrong, that they did carry Joe along on the wheelchair enough to get him to this debate. supposedly in 3 days. Unless he comes down with the COVID. No, just to summarize all that, Donald Trump, don't bully Joe Biden. Republicans, stop setting the bar so low. Joe Biden, do a debate with Joe Rogan. Nancy Pelosi's evil. AOC is an idiot. Chuck Schumer's a lying sack of. And P.S. Enjoy this debate, because there won't be a second.